a business, and I want to work. And you're like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to pour into you. I'm going to give you all these tools. I'm going to spend so much time with you. And then they do nothing. Oh, but they still really, really want to do this business, and they really want to be successful. And they're still not doing anything. These are what we like to call the talkers. Okay. And they will suck the life right out of you. Okay. So make sure that if you have people that have been with you for a while and they've said they want this and they're not showing up, you have to kind of bless and release. You have to say, or okay, sorry, let's change that. Instead of bless and release, let's say redirect. Okay, because you're not fully releasing them, we just have to redirect their energy into being the best challenger they can be so that they can get results, so that they can actually find that burning passion for our products so that they want to share with other people. That's what we have to do, because guaranteed, they're going to love your community. Guaranteed, they're going to love working out with their best friends and having someone to turn to when it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. Have you guys seen the video, the Strong Mamas?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's the free. Okay, you have to send it to Sandra because it's the freaking best. And I've had so many coaches that are like, oh my God, I totally cried. It's so good. It's so good. So use that. Use it to your, like, to tell people what this is all about. So I will tell you the secret to this business. Okay. And everybody's like, oh yeah, the secret. Don't get excited, guys. It's very, very simple. Number one, hit Success Club. Why do we drive Success Club all the time? Like, hey, if I hear the word Success Club again, I'm going to scream. Well, I'm here to tell you that, and I'm going to drop some statistics on you, because the more I hear these numbers, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody needs to know this. First of all, people who buy challenge packs are more valuable dollar for dollar than any other person that enters Beachbody. The reason is because that's the full solution. Okay. They get the fitness, they get the shakes, and they get the peer support. Okay. So that's why it's so incredibly important that you at least offer it, because they're going to stick around more and they're going to get better results. If they're getting good results, they're going to say, hey, what is that? The greens that you put in your shake? What is that energized stuff that you take every day? What are these products? I've been taking the Shakeology and I know this works, so I bet something else is going to work. That's why you have to lead with that, because you know when they're getting results, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell everybody what I'm doing right now. And they're more likely to stay on Shakeology for longer than someone that just comes on with BOD. Does that mean that all access, quarterly, yearly, whatever, is bad? Heavens no. Especially right now. If they're going to come in and use BOD All Access, absolutely, you guys, absolutely. If that's all they can afford right now, 100%, do it. And by the way, the stimulus checks are rolling in. So I've heard of it. I've had people get them. So make sure you're there and you're saying, guys, $99 for a whole freaking year. That's like a trip to the liquor store, right? And you can't tell me that people aren't drinking more right now. Like just take maybe half of that budget for the month and put it towards your workouts for the year. Okay. Right. You can totally call them on their shit too, because you know that they're drinking more than they should. So be sensitive to what people can do, but still know as a business owner that the challenge pack is going to serve them better. And statistically speaking, they're going to make a better customer / coach for you. Okay. If you guys are feeling icky about talking about the money side and talking about the coaching heart side, that's something you're going to have to learn how to marry. Okay. Does anybody feel icky about that? Because I got some, Sandra. Okay. Let me drop the bomb on you, because I love this. I love talking to coaches who have this sticking point, so to speak, right? It's like a self-limiting belief. But Sandra, who is your favorite personal development person?
Oh man.
I know it's hard, huh? Because there's so many good ones.
Let's see. If I was just like sitting here and I was like, oh God, what do I listen to? I have no idea. So I would probably revert back to Rachel Hollis.
Rachel Hollis, perfect example. Rachel Hollis is absolutely amazing. She wrote Girl Wash Your Face, Girl Stop Apologizing, right? She was at Summit. Like she was there like in person and we saw her. So do you think being the amazing woman that she is, I mean, absolutely incredible woman, inspiring tens of thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands of people, do you think that she came to Summit for free? No. Did she give you her book? Did she just give it to you? No. Tony Robbins doesn't give things away for free. John Maxwell doesn't give things away for free. Brendon Burchard doesn't give things away for free. Do you know why? They have value. They have valuable things to say to us. So why on earth would you want to give your products away? Why would you want to give your time and your services away for free? No way. No freaking way.
100% with you on that. I thought you were asking if we felt icky about talking about money and coaching like as our business opportunity, which is where I was like, ugh. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yes.
So not other people's money that they're spending on me. I overcame that one, not like a super long time ago, but a little while.
Gotcha.
But I remember I was like, oh my gosh, exactly what you're saying. Like, this has value. I have to like,
yes.
like I'm actually doing something for people because I spend hours on this crap,
Mm-hmm.
but not crap. It's awesome. But, but when it comes to talking about the coaching opportunity and the money that is available to girls to join my team to make a business for themselves, that's where I get real lost.
Gotcha. And that's something that I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to get real honest with yourself. So many coaches that I talk to have the same exact problem. And I feel like it all comes back to it being an MLM because there's so many haters out there. There's so many haters and and I'm going to kind of like make myself younger here, but we're all from kind of a generation where we remember Pampered Chef. We remember those home parties. We remember our moms like scamming her neighbors like, oh, just buy the pizza cutter. It's totally fine. And then throw your own party. Like we remember that. And we don't want to be that person. I get it. I totally get it. But the reason that Beachbody chose the way this is set up is because we get to pay you so much money. Like I have drawn up so many, like look at this right here. I don't know if you guys can see, like this is an organization that I drew up because I'm maximizing how much money Beachbody gets to pay that coach. That's why it's set up the way it's set up, is so that we can pay you. So yeah, it's an MLM and that's something where you're going to have to sit down with yourself and have a heart to heart. And what's going to need to happen is that you give yourself permission to be successful in this business, to be successful in an MLM. You need to get to the point where you could stand in the middle of Times Square in front of thousands of people that you don't even know and be like, I make 6 figures in an MLM networking business. And you can say it loud and proud. Once you get to that point, then the money is going to come flowing in because you have opened yourself up to receiving that. And until then, it's always going to be a sticking point because when you talk about it, you'll be like, you can make money in this business, but it's an MLM, right? So you're kind of ashamed of what the perception is, right? It's almost like tattoos, right? So like back in the day when people had tattoos, they were like, oh my gosh, they're like a devil worshiper and so scary. Those are bad kids. And now it's like, why don't you have a tattoo? Right? It's like things change. Things definitely change. And I'm telling you, there are over 300,000 coaches in our network. So you're telling me that many people are wrong? Carl just gave us some more stats today. Yesterday, we had another breaking day in our workouts. We had in one day 724,000 workouts, qualifying workouts done. We are close to 2 million bot subscribers, close to. Now, that doesn't mean that all of them are paid. Some of those are the trials, but still, guys, we're gaining some real traction here. And if you can't move past this sticking point, that's going to be real hard to watch other people like getting these leads and making this money. And the other thing to think about, especially right now, you know, there's millions and millions of people that don't have jobs right now. Did you guys watch the opportunity call?
I haven't yet, but I want to. I have it on my list.
I totally suggest it. Now, with you guys, because you're coaches already, you can kind of skip around and see, because I mean, you kind of know what Carl's going to say anyway, like, oh, we have the best shake in the world. And then like his usual spiel, which is amazing. Like if you need to, you know, that kick in the pants, totally. But Jess Dukes is on there. And Jess Dukes, she does this every single day. And this is how she talks to her prospect, what she says to people and where she came from. That's incredible. The other thing that I want you guys to go to, even if you don't watch the whole thing, I want you to watch Doug Moss's segment, okay? Because he talks about what's possible in the first 3 months, just hitting Success Club and doing nothing else. You can make over $700. Wow. You're like, whoa, sign me up. That is a scam. I mean, I guess it's possible if you sold, like if you were retail, right? Like just your commissions. Anyway, 3 people per month. And that's something that's really awesome if you work to get it, right? But that's the thing. You guys need to do the work. And as you're doing the work, you will be more successful. Okay. You are going to make more money. Your downline is going to be more successful. So the thing that I always like to say is like, you want to be a leader of leaders, not a leader of followers. But that's not to say that a follower cannot become a leader. That's absolutely possible. Oh my gosh. And I didn't tell you the other 2 things, the other 2 secrets of the business. Were you guys just going to let me like forget? Do you have like 2 lines that are just like hanging out there? Like, okay, waiting for the other 2 things. Okay. So first, I'm so sorry, get all fired up. So first, you hit Success Club. We talked about why that was important like 30 minutes ago. Second, you recruit coaches. And the third, you help those coaches hit Success Club. So let's go back to recruiting coaches. Okay. How often are you talking about the business? You really need to think about that. So the thing with those three activities is that you get good at them in that order. So you get good at hitting Success Club, and then you get good at recruiting coaches, and then you get good at helping those coaches hit Success Club. So with Success Club, with getting people into your challenge groups, guys, like that should be pretty easy because everybody wants to work out with everybody else. Okay. It's think about your favorite pizza place, or your favorite food place, your favorite movie. Like, guys, it's so fun. You should do that too. Same thing. Okay. So if you're scared of that, that's one way that you're going to have to break out of your comfort zone. Okay. Talking about working out, talking about what you're doing, talking about your fitness journey. Okay. That's something, that should just be second nature to you at this point. And then recruiting coaches. There's tons of ways to do this. You can do it through your challenge group. You can do this through talking about the business. And when I say talk about the business, I'm not saying like share your income and it should be so much. And, you know, I'm building a house and I'm doing all that. No, you guys are absolutely relatable right now. Think about the top 10 coaches or even the top 50. They are not relatable anymore. No one's building a house with cash. No one's buying a Tesla off the lot. Like, that's just not what we do, right? We're filling our gas tanks. We're buying groceries. We're buying groceries and not having to pay attention what we put in the cart. Like, that was kind of my thing when I was like in college. Like, you know what? The day that I can go to the grocery store and just like bloop, 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 and get the name brand Oreos, that's when I've made it. That's when I've made it, is when I don't have to care if it's $300 or $100. I can just pay for it. I'm almost there. It depends on the day. But that was like my vision of like, I've done it. You know, is it making a car payment or paying for little league soccer or dance lessons or whatever? Those things are relatable. I even had a coach once say that her thing was she would go to Trader Joe's and she would always want to get the flowers. But of course, she was a mom, so she put herself last, and she's like, well, the kids want snacks, and I guess I'll get the kids snacks this time instead of flowers. But then when she hit 2-star diamond, that's when she looked at the flowers and she was like, the kids already have snacks. They have everything I need. I can buy the flowers. And she didn't just buy like the $5 bundle. She bought the $15. So the big bouquet. She told me at the time I spoke to her that she had fresh flowers in her house every week. Guys, that's beautiful to me. That's beautiful. That's all about self-care, right? You're doing something just for yourself. It's those things that you need to talk about. Why wouldn't you want to give that, or at least offer it to your friends who could be struggling right now? Like, you're making the decision for them that they don't need this. Like, don't be that girl. Don't be the one that's like, oh, she doesn't need this. She's doing totally fine. You don't have to be icky. You don't have to say like, oh, you should totally do this with me and you can make so much money. No, tell them it's work. You work hard, you play hard. It is work, but you can make a good, sustainable business from this. You absolutely can. Nobody can go to gyms right now. Nobody. And the numbers say, you guys, like the numbers are speaking for themselves. So if you're scared to talk about that, like take a real hard look at, you know, okay, well, yeah, it's an MLM, but at the same time, like we're making money. Like our company is making money right now. There are a lot of coaches that keep moving up in the ranks. We haven't had 1 week where our advancements have gone down. Not one. We had 41 new diamonds, then 49, then 46. That says to me that people keep advancing. So that kind of speaks for itself. And then every time Carl speaks on the National Wake Up Call, there's another record-breaking day. There's another day that so many people have entered into the Shakeology file, which means they're starting Shakeology for the first time. So all of these excuses that you're telling yourself and all of these things that you're like holding back from, there's a comeback for every single one of them. Okay. So the other thing that I want to bring to you guys is there are 3 questions. And I learned this in my 2 to 5 star call today. So I'm super stoked for this because Genevieve Strux shared this with me, with us. So she talked about things that you can talk about on social, right? On your Instagram stories or on your live or whatever. First, think about 5 things of why you were scared to be a coach. What are 5 reasons that you didn't want to be a coach or why you were scared to be a coach? These are probably very common things that your coaches are concerned with as well. Okay. Now think of, and that's pretty easy, right? The community, the 6-pack, the money. Then talk about 5 things that either your upline or coaches that you look up to, what inspires you about these coaches? What have they achieved? What do they do? What do you hope to embody from them? 5 things that inspire you. These are things that you can talk about on social. These are great things to add into your sneak peeks. And this is a great way for people to get to know you and for you to be very vulnerable and transparent. So I absolutely loved these questions. So right now, thinking about recruiting coaches and talking about the business and inviting to the business, yeah, it's a little bit scary, but you need to think about taking care of yourself first. So bossing up yourself first, okay? And then being consistent. You guys need to be consistent every single day, okay? The more you show up, the more people are going to trust you. Excuse me. And the more they're going to be willing to hear what you have to say, even if it's, especially if it's in those one-on-one conversations, because they're going to see you working out and they're going to be like, oh yeah, of course. Like, that's not weird that she invited me to work out. She's always posting about it. That's really cool. Oh, it's totally fine that she's going to invite me to do this business with her because she's talked about that before. And it actually sounds pretty cool, right? So be consistent. That builds trust, and consistency compounds. So when this is all done, people are going to remember that you showed up and you walked out freaking shredded when everyone else was in AA or, detox or whatever, Make sure that you're leading with a servant's heart right now. And I mean that in every single sense. If it's, hey, let me help you with your personal development. Let me help you with your mindset. Like, here's some books. Here's some inspirational quotes. Let me help you with your physical health. Oh, you can't afford bottle access even quarterly? Okay, I'll be posting 5 moves a week or whatever. Do a circuit, lead with the servant's heart. Ask them what you can do for them, okay? More than ever, people need us right now. So make sure that you're the light. And then make sure that you have this vision, okay? Think about 2 years from now. Where are we going to be? We're going to be getting ready for Summit, right? Going to be getting ready for Super Weekend. So maybe, think about in 2 years when we're at the Super Workout and we're shoulder to shoulder and we're not even 6 inches apart, let alone 6 feet, and there's sweat flying everywhere and everybody's hugging. Oh my God, yeah. And you look over and like, there's your coach. And she's been with you for 2 years. And she is like a 2-star on her way to premier. You hit elite. And you look at each other and you're like, holy crap. Like, can you believe where we came from? Can you believe that we started out hundreds of miles apart, and I actually had the guts to be like, you want to do this business? I mean, you said you needed money, and I can help you gain back your investment in 1 month, and then you can earn all of, like, can you believe how far you've come? Like, have that vision. What do you want that to look like? Know that you've done everything you needed to get exactly where you are right now. And think about, is that exactly what you need to do to get you there in 2 years? Is that the work that you need? Is that the hustle that you need to put into this? Guys, nobody's going anywhere. Nobody's doing anything. If they're going to block you, if they're going to give you the middle finger, awesome. That's a rite of passage. Be proud of that. You need to come from that place of love and service, right? And if they get mad at you, whatever, keep walking. Hold your head high, okay? You have so much to offer right now. And I don't want you to get to the end of this and be like, oh, like, I feel really bad for not telling more people about this opportunity. I want you to come out being like, you know what? I did everything I could and I offered it. And I said, hey, I just want you to know. I just want you to know that this is a great opportunity. And I wanted to make sure that you could make a decision and you just knew all of your options. That's it. I wouldn't see that as icky. Be like, okay, cool. Thank you for telling me that that's an option. I will definitely take that into consideration. So you guys got this. Diamond and beyond. Diamond's great. 2-star is the promised land, and it just goes up from there. I want you guys to build a sustainable income for your team, for yourself, for your family. You get to make this what you want, and you're going to get out exactly what you put in. So get up, put your big girl pants on, get your SE tracker, and freaking get to work. Questions?
One thing I was going to say, and I was even going to read this because I have always struggled with talking about the money side of things. And I've come a long way with this. And I shared this post on Sunday, and rarely am I ever like fist pumping about my own post, but I felt really, really good about this. And I thought about it, I prayed about it, and I thought about how I wanted to say. And my opening line is, as kids, we are taught not to talk about money. But I have no shame in telling you that money, the desire to have less burdens because of it, was a prime motivation to become a coach. I mean, it was probably the key thing driving a wedge between my hubs and I prior to starting. And ain't nobody got time for that when still learning the ropes of the whole parenting thing. Am I right? Don't get me wrong. I knew it wasn't going to be like, I just signed up, now where's my millions or anything like that. In fact, my first ever paycheck was like $6. But I was willing to put in the work, knowing that over time and in God's way, it could happen. Are there ladies in this biz that have been coaching less time than me, but make more money? Yep. Are there ladies that have been doing this longer and make less than me? Yep. Are there women that kill it, then fall off because they can't handle the pressure, only to come back again because they just miss the positive vibes? Yep, that happens a lot more than you think, actually. Still, the bigger picture that we can all agree upon is a willingness to be more, do more, learn more, serve more, change more, help more, grow more, and ultimately bless more, because we will have the means to do so. If any of that resonates with you and you also kind of love health and fitness and making others feel the joy we all truly need in this life, then drop some kind of emoji or something in the comments, because my biz partner and I happen to be running a 3-day free test drive of what we do as coaches, and the action takes place starting tomorrow. And I posted it with an income progression. So
love it.
It's taken
That's
me
amazing.
My dad was always like in financial planning, and we always had like chores, and we got allowance and things like that, but I was always taught to kind of be restrictive and like saving money and like things like that. And I'm like, one thing that I want to be able to do more when I get to that promised land, or that place where I feel like I can finally start blessing more people, is just being able to pay for people's groceries out at the store, or the person behind me in the drive-through line, or just different little things like that, and just be able to do that on a more regular basis, because that's what I would love to see happen. And I feel like my people can probably relate to that. So
I love that. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I love it when my kids can watch that as well, you know, and just saying like, hey guys, even if you're not raking somebody's leaves or shoveling their driveway, that's still a form of service. So yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. So does anybody have any questions for me? Lisa, Tori, you guys can chat it if you don't want to ask me or turn your video on.
I do.
Okay.
So, we got to do a call with Joel last night, which was really neat. And then today, and I bring that up because there was this discrepancy I saw between two coaches. Well, he's not a coach, but you know what I mean? Like, he was really like, this is just who I am. And, you know.
Joel?
Joel Freeman.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure you said.
Yeah. And then Elena's coach, Megan, posted a bunch of her follow-ups today. And, you know, and very specific. Like, remember how we talked about how you want to work on this or you want to work on that? did you ever find anything that worked with that? And all of that. And I found when I saw that with her, I thought, oh my God, like I'm just not good at getting people to talk to me about them. Like I feel like I have a really strong personality. It's not coaching related. It's just me. And that because of that, my friendships have always been like the people who just get me, and then the people who don't, I just like don't mess with, you know? But so I guess what I'm kind of curious about is how you've seen different coaches, because you have such a broader scope than we do, kind of work from different angles. Because I don't want to get myself into a position where I think I do think it's really important to get people to tell you about what their actual goals are and to focus on that. But he's like, oh, let me just pour out my whole heart and soul to you, because it's just not how I interact with people. So I guess I'm curious, like, what you've seen in terms of varying strategies or how people can use, you know, who you are to make
But yes. That book, I was like, suggest that be yourself. Do what feels good. Megan is all about touchy-feely and oh, you know, it's so great. Those are the people that are like you. They don't want to talk about their health either. They just want to work out, right? So be yourself. But I think it is important to say, I would suggest regular answers. We want to ask questions that you're going to be like, I remember her. So instead of saying like, oh, how was your day? Fine. Like, what was something good that happened in your day today? Or, you know, something like that. So it's not super deep and, you know, uncomfortable, but it's something that pulls a little bit out of them, but it's still a very comfortable place for both of you to be. So sparker questions. And you can look up like conversation starters or whatever, but make it something that you're okay with.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, my biggest thing is be you.
Yeah.
Absolutely be you. Don't try and be anybody else. And because what will happen is you're going to kind of pull away and they're going to kind of pull away, or you'll fake it enough that they're like, oh yeah, I totally want to join you. And then you'll be like, nah, but you're like, this is not okay with me. Do you know what I'm saying? So like what and how you talk, that's what you attract. So if you're like down and you're like the burpees, like getting grass in your fingernails and whatever, like say that. I have a girl that's she's in agriculture, and she's going through calving season right now, right? So there's like baby cows. God, I don't know how she does it, but I mean, they're born. I'm all like, oh my God, yay for babies! But she's the one that like gets in there, and you know, so she's not touchy-feely at all. She's and she actually did a live on the Central Region Leader Forum page. So if you want to see who she is, it's Andrea Seppertson. So learning about coaches like that, that's going to help you. If you kind of stop in, and I'm not saying follow them and compare, I'm saying stop in and be like, oh, okay, that's something that I can probably use moving on, because she's very to the point. She's very down to business. She's not very touchy-feely at all. So the more coaches you can find like that to kind of see what they do and implement some things, I think that will be very helpful for you. And she doesn't get very touchy-feely. She's all about like, what are your fitness goals? Let's do it. What do you need from me? How can I help you in your fitness goal? Like, these are the things. And do you want to build a business? These are the things I do. Do it. Like, just do the things. And it's not like, oh my God, like holding hands and kumbaya, whatever. It's very business minded, but because they're all a community and because they're all the same, it works.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of our team too. I feel like we're not really like sugarcoat things. We are like very, like, I don't like having small talk with people. I'm like, okay, like, are you ready to do this or what? Like, are you going to keep having excuses? Or are you going to do it? So I'd say just be that. Like, I don't get when I follow up with people, I don't get specific about all the things they've said in the past. I'm like, hey, you were interested in doing this before. Is now a better time for you? Or are you ready to do this now? Or I'm starting a new workout program. You expressed interest before. Are you ready to do this now? Like,
so just a note here, and that may not be exactly what you say, but never leave it to a no, a yes or no. Like, whatever you have to do to your verbiage. I mean, that's like marketing 101, but just be very aware, because it sounds like a normal conversation, but at the same time, it's like, who's going to be the person that does it with you? Because you're ready. Let's set you up. Who's going to be the person that comes with you? You know, or like, I'm so excited for you to try. What's an email that I can send the share card to? I mean, you're right. It could feel pushy, but you can figure out a way where you're comfortable with it.
Yeah. Just say, do you have a friend that would want to do this with you? Let's get them set up too.
Yeah.
A lot of times that helps them because they don't feel like they'll be alone on their end. They'll have that extra support.
I always say mention that the best challengers actually get the best result with having a buddy with them. Yes, you're their coach. Yes, you're there no matter what for accountability, but you have found that coaches who bring someone with them have better results overall. And that's really not a lie. I mean, they do, because it's like, okay, well, we're doing this together. Let's make it work. And then anyway.
I think one of my greatest fears as a coach is when I lose people. And so then I see things like that where coaches are really connected with the people in their groups and what motivates them. And I think, how do I let these people slip off the map? But if you look at my group, Elena knows, she's in there, like, the people who are there are those kind of independent people. And like, I don't post like a check-in thread in my group. Like, everybody who's active in my group just makes their own posts every day, because that's just, I guess that's the kind of people that I attract. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't want to lose the people who need more than that. And some of those people who've become those natural leaders are like my mom and my sister, and the people that like I check in with, every 2 or 3 days on our way to work before coronavirus anyways. And we would be chatting like regularly, like, oh, hey, how was your workout today? Oh, this one stunk. Or, so I know that level of the interaction is important. I guess I'm struggling to find a way to pull people into that if it's not like natural to them, if it's not like a natural part of their personality, or maybe I should just like let people go if they're gonna go. I don't know.
And that's the thing. That's really the thing, is that if you're having to put a ton of energy into it, it's not right. It's really not, because you joined and you were like, okay, well, this is something that I want to do. You decided for yourself. Don't set yourself up for more work. It just, that's not going to work. Again, think about like the pizza franchise. If if they had workers that weren't doing anything, they're gonna be like, okay, well, there's a line out the door that people want to work here, so I'm just gonna go with them, right? Like, and that's the blessing in this business, is that whether you know it or not, there are people lined up that are looking for this. Like, think about if all 300,000 coaches were active and pursuing a career in this, that's still probably one per, I don't know, 100,000 people. I mean, I don't know how many people do we have in the United States or in the UK, or like, I don't know, but I'm here to tell you that only 25,000-ish are actually working the business. So think about that ratio, right? Even if there's 2 million people, and there's way more just in New York City. So think about that. Think about how widespread, think about all of that success that's just out there to be claimed. I mean, it's yours. All you have to do is go get it. And like I said, like, are you doing the things right now that are going to get you there? Because you've done exactly what you needed to do to get here, and that's awesome. But what do you need to do to get there?
Yeah, and I was going to say, in almost 5 years, if I could count all the people that have come into my life for like a short amount of time and left, man, I'd probably almost have more or as many of those people as I have that are actually like in my downline and have stayed and have been consistent and things like that. And you just have to realize that you're touching their life. Like, you are going to impact them in some way. And this might not be the thing for them, or they might come back to it later on, but just lead by example and make an impact that way. And then if they go, that's on them, not on you. Like, think about all the people that walk into a gym and don't get results. Like, it's not your fault if you're their trainer. It's their fault because they're not eating well. They're not doing the things that they need to do, or they're not being consistent. It's kind of the same with this. And I honestly, like, Sandra, you have some rock star ladies in your group that would make killer coaches and could be
I know.
spreading this joy. You should be getting them in our test drives that we do, because like that will take the ickiness out of all of that. It's just getting them in, getting them doing the activities, especially in a time like this. Like, when I'm reaching out to people, I'm like, maybe they won't respond to me, but maybe me giving them that message is going to keep them from having a day of like just sit on the couch depression right now. Like, maybe it'll give them a spark of hope to get up and work out. Maybe it will make them think, oh, she sees something in me that I don't see. Like, she sees this potential in me that I don't see. Like, I look at everyone in our team and how different their lives would be if I hadn't reached out to them. And like, you guys are some of my best friends. And I don't even want to think about you guys not being in my life. And you just have to use that to drive you. Use that when you talk about money. Use that whenever you talk about the coaching opportunity. Because if your heart is in the right place, then people are going to feel that more than numbers, more than the words you say or anything else. They're going to feel your heart. And you, like, all of you guys wear your heart on your sleeve in some way or another. And so I think that's what you have to lead with, is the heart, and then people will see that and feel that, and they won't ever look at you as being an icky salesperson, I think. So.
Amen. Yeah.
Belinda, do you have any questions? You're almost diamond, girl.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. It was super fun. Your team is amazing, Alina.
Thank you. I think so too.
Great. Well, I can't wait to see all of you guys like advancing, and when I see you at Summit, I get to hug all of you. Oh, one day.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
I know. I'm an extrovert to the max, and I'm like, I'll sit on my back porch because we have a huge park out here, and I'm like, hi, you walking your dog? ridiculous.
That's funny.
Like, and I go riding, I'm like, hi guys, hi. Yeah, seriously, the struggle is real for the extroverts.
Yeah, and Sandra, I was going to say, if you ever want me to go live in your little team page too, to talk about anything, I would be more than happy to. So.
Do you mean my coach team page that died, or do you mean my actual just group page?
Your group page.
You said little team page, and I was like, do you mean that little coach page that I set up one time?
Your team Synergize.
All
Happy
those
to help you.
So I just like let it go. Oh man. Yeah. We can chat about that on our scheduled Zoom call sometime this week.
Yes.
Our social Zoom call, which I look forward to. But that's a good idea.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. And
Thank you.
I'm sure I will talk to Elena, and if you guys have any questions or anything, you can definitely reach out to me. And I know I told you about the Diamond group, so when you do advance to Diamond, Kevin Shaw will be emailing you, and then we'll just kind of take it from there.
Exciting. Thank you so much, Mary. You're awesome.
Thank you. You guys have such a good night.
Bye. Have a good one.